Hi, thank you so much for joining me today for day 14 of 30 days of sketches with Christie's Beautiful Life round 10. And today's sketch has been created by Alison Krogsgard. I hope I've pronounced that correctly, Alison. It's a beautiful sketch. She's used suns and clouds and lots of circles, and I absolutely love working with circles. So I've taken a photo of my son on our recent family holiday, cutting my dad out there, but I want this to be a focus layout on James. This isn't something I've done very often and I regret it now. I just want to document what he's doing at this point in his life, and I wish I'd done that when they were both younger. So I've cut that photo out. You will have seen me using the inside of a sellotape roll, that's my foam tape. And they're all the same size actually. I tried a few different ones and they all work out the same size. So I just use my scoring tool, my pokey tool, to score around the edge of the photo, which makes it easier to see the circle to cut it out. And now I'm going through some of the papers in the new Pinkfresh Simply the Best collection to choose some colours that will coordinate nicely with this photo of James. So I'm going for the blues, greys and greens on this one. So you will have seen again I use the inside of the sellotape roll to draw around, and then I've actually cut about 1 centimetre wider around that circle. I just want the paper ones to be slightly bigger than the photo circle, and I don't have any punches this big, so I'm just freehand cutting. I'm not too worried about being too neat because I'm going to use my edge distresser tool to distress all the edges of these circles, and that really does hide a multitude of sins. So just going around, adding some more circles, choosing different papers, all from the 6x6 paper pad. I didn't see any point in cutting into a 12x12 paper to do these circles, and this would be a great way of using up your scraps. This sketch is so very versatile, and in a minute you'll see I turn it through 90 degrees because I'm just wondering whether I want to go vertical, but I decide that on this occasion I'm going to keep it horizontal per the sketch. So there are my 3 larger circles, and now I'm just coming in with these chipboard frames to see if the circle frames in this will work, and they definitely do. It doesn't end up down there, but I'm just trying it out. So here we go, moving the layout around by 90 degrees just to see if I want to go vertical, and it would work really nicely that way, but I am going to keep it horizontal this time. So popping that frame back and seeing what else we've got. I want to bring some of the navy blues in, so just pulling this paper out and using my 2-inch EK Success punch, I'm going to punch a circle out to pop behind that photo of James. In the sketch, Alison's got some clouds and a sun in that part, but I just want to stick with the circles on this. And then the back of this paper, which I've already used, is a lovely dark green with some leaves on, so popping that down there as well. And now I'm going to mount the photo on some white cardstock and cut that out to use it as a mat. So just popping that down, and then I'll trim around it. I'm using these purple-handed scissors, but I use these a lot to cut adhesive and things, so they're not the best for fussy cutting really. I have got some beautiful EK Success cutter bees, which you can see me using now. They're in the lounge. I keep them on the sofa so that I can do some fussy cutting while I'm watching telly, but I went to grab those because they do make the job so much easier when you're doing so much cutting. So going around the edge with my edge distresser, and then I shall mount this again onto another paper, so we've got a double mat there. So just checking that that's what I want to do using one of the bigger circles, and it is. So finding another paper. I was thinking about this gradient blue, but it was too close to the navy blue circle that I've got there, so I decided to go for a grey. This grey's got much more white on it than the big grey circle in the middle of the page there. So this works. So again, just roughly trimming round, and then I shall use my edge distresser to distress this circle and all the other circles on this layout. And now that's done, it's clear to me that I want to add some different textures onto this layout. So I'm going to start by sewing a sunburst. So I'm just using again that inside of that sellotape roll to mark where I'm going to put my needle and just going all the way around, so dot in the centre and then all around the edge, and then I'll use my pokey tool to add those guide marks before going in with the thread. So I'm using this grey linen thread. It's a nice thicker thread than normal, so it shows up a lot more on my layouts than some of the cottons that I've been using. So here's the pokey tool, just marking all those where I've popped those pencil marks on, and this just makes the needle go through the cardstock much easier. I use quite a heavyweight white cardstock, so it would probably bend the needle if I tried to do it without putting the guide holes in first. So just gluing that down on the back to start, and then I shall stitch all the way around, in and out, in and out. I won't make you watch all of this, I'll just show you the beginning so that you can see what I mean. So through the top hole and then back in through the centre, and I go right the way round. And then just adhering the ends to the back. I had to start again with a new thread. I didn't have quite enough to go all the way around. It's surprising how much thread this uses. So there we go. So now I'm just going to bring everything back in just to check that I'm happy with the positioning of that and work out exactly where else I want to add one. When I add an element like this to a page, I always try and add something similar mirrored on the bottom. So just bringing these papers in and checking. And then I'm really annoyed with myself because I was in between doing some home things, baking some bread and things, and I had to pause to go and get the bread out of the oven, and I didn't hit record again when I came back. So the next bit, you'll see this little bit here where I use my Distress Oxide ink through this Vicky Bootin, I forget which range it is, it's one of her recent ones, through her stencil. I start with the chipped sapphire, which echoes the navy blue, and then I'll come in afterwards. I slightly offset it and come in with iced spruce, but unfortunately this is the bit I forgot to record. So you'll see me pulling out the iced spruce and then it fades. So I pull the iced spruce, offset it, ink through there, and then I stitch the same, so using exactly the same method, I stitch the starburst. I've also added these like coffee stains around the page, and you'll see that was with the ice spruce, and you'll see me doing it here with the pen lid. The ice spruce I actually used the top of that scotched glue stick to the right hand side of the screen, and I'll do some with the blue as well. So this is the chipped sapphire, and I'm just going around adding some smaller circles. I absolutely love this method of painting. I'll always try and use what I've got to hand rather than buying new tools. And I've done this with flower pots for bigger things, and just anything that's got a circular end. You just have to be careful not to get an air bubble, because that can just create a big splat rather than the ring that you're after. So here I am with this Scotch glue stick lid, and just adding those pieces. And once that's dry, I'll come in with some splatters first, and then once that's dry, I shall carry on building the layout. So just not too many splatters, just a few, and just in the chipped sapphire, just to add a bit more something. So now that's more or less dry, I'm coming back with my photos, positioning them exactly where I want them, and then I shall go ahead and glue them all down. So here we come, just wet glue, makes it nice and easy to manoeuvre them a little bit. And the photo I'm going to pop up onto the sticks to 25mm foam pads. There we are, just popping them up. I don't actually glue that down yet because I want to get everything else stuck down before that goes down. And aren't these tones of these papers just lovely? I think this is why I like Pinkfresh so much, because they give you a lot of graphic images on their pages. So if you don't like the A side, the B side is just great for doing things like this. So now I'm happy with that, just pulling off the tabs on the foam pad and sticking that photo down, making sure it's straight, and then back with these frames. So I want to use one of the smaller ones just to add a different size to the layout. So just deciding where that's going to go, and it tucks in quite neatly under the photo there. And then this big piece, I actually want to run it off the page, so I put it here overlapping that green circle, snip off the excess, and then again using the mirror image technique to add that to the top right. Now coming in with my, is this a 1-inch punch? I think it's a 1-inch punch, punching out some of these circle elements from this 6x6 paper. It's absolutely perfect for adding bits and pieces, creating your own embellishments. And all these get popped up onto foam pads just to add some more dimension to the layout. So just punching a few out and positioning them where I want them before I carry on. And now those are down, I decided I need at least one more. So just going back to the sheet and finding another one to punch out. And I'm keeping that bottom right hand corner or the bottom right hand side of the circles clear so that I can add the title and my journaling. So try not to add too much down there. So now just going through the other bits and pieces in this collection. I've got the puffy stickers here and find a circular piece saying super cool. It's in right colours, so that gets added. And then on the 6x12 sticker sheet, this little camera icon with the word captured underneath. So I just take that off the page there. And again, it's just adding something and tying everything together. So now coming in with the puffy alphabet that comes with this collection, and I'm just putting the title Our Boy. I'm trying to create a slightly wonky title. I didn't want to try and do it straight, and I think these letters suit being slightly up and down rather than on the straight, if that makes sense. So it just says Our Boy, and then underneath, once that's down, I shall add the journaling. And the journaling just reads, I can't quite believe how much you have grown of late. At 15, you're about to start your GCSE year at school. You're weightlifting at Pride and running a successful 3D print business and still enjoying playing as a prop for Ryland Sharks Rugby League. So like I said at the beginning, it's just a layout really to document where James is at in his life at this moment in time. I've not done this enough throughout the years, but I'm trying to get better at it. Normally I tend to document the moment that the photo was taken in and where we are, whether it's a holiday or a day out or whatever. So this is just a layout about James, and it was fun to do. So just finishing off that journaling, we're nearly there now. Adding the date using the ice spruce again, just next to that title. And now coming in with my whole reinforcer punch just to add a few more scattery bits around, just to really finish off embellishing. So that's pretty much it. I shall leave you with some close-ups at the end, and I ask that you go down to the description box, check out everybody who's joining in on this hop. There are some wonderful creatives doing videos, some every day like me, some every few days, but it's great to see all the different takes on these sketches. I do hope that you'll give me a like and subscribe if you enjoy this video and like what I'm doing, and other than that, I shall see you tomorrow for the next video. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye.